Warning, the following podcast is intended to be funny and may contain content not suitable for some viewers. Most commentary, characters, and scenarios are purely satirical and should not be taken as factual or serious. Any resemblance to real people, events, or situations is coincidental and unintentional.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Sewerboys Podcast. This is episode 2. The podcast is available live, uncut, and uncircumcised on twitch.tv/SewerboysLive every Thursday at 7 p.m. and one calendar week later on all podcast platforms. And guess what? We are on all podcast platforms. You can get episode 1 about the donkey and Jimmy Carter and all sorts of stuff right now on all your podcast listening platforms. Do I think you should listen to it? Probably not. It kind of sucked, but this one's going to be better. So welcome to the show. I'm your host, Vinny, and alongside me, we have another host, Tucker.
Billie Eilish feet pics, John Lithgow, John Leguizamo, Big Gorilla boinked on the head, Bob Saget coded. Hillary is brat. Queer baiting. Jordan Peterson taught me to be a man. Little Big Planet 3.
And Jake.
Hey, what's up? It's my podcast debut.
Welcome to the podcast, Jake. We missed you so much, and we're going to find out why we missed you right after I introduce our last host, Matt from Circle. So for the audio listeners, Matt is an iPhone picture of David Lynch, who literally just this morning died at 78. David Lynch is dead, and those peaks have turned into valleys, folks. And there's 2 of them. So yeah, welcome to the podcast. There's a dark energy over Sewerboys HQ right now. So many bad things have happened to us recently. But one good thing is that Jake got his mouth fixed.
Yeah, I got my mouth fixed. I've been putting off getting my mouth fixed for a long time. I've always had a bad mouth, bad teeth. My parents have really bad mouth, bad teeth. So I got a lot done recently. But let's start at the very beginning here. There's a lot to go over. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been having a lot of anxiety of going to the dentist, right? I don't like going to the dentist. So I've been calling these people nonstop, day in, day out. To give a little context of what has been happening to me.
Wait. You're just calling them to tell them you're afraid, or why?
No. Well, sometimes, yes.
Okay.
But for context of why I'm going to the dentist to begin with, since November, my mouth would randomly go numb.
What? I didn't even know that.
Out of nowhere. And it was really concerning. And I put that off for a little bit. And then I finally had to tell somebody. And then it was like, okay, I got to go to the dentist. So I went to the dentist. We got some x-rays and stuff. And the dentist was like, man, you got a lot of work to be done here. I said, yeah. I told him about my dental anxieties and stuff. And he was actually very understanding about it. And he was like, you're actually a prime candidate of like the type of patients that I want to treat and like make you feel comfortable and stuff. So like my dentist is a really cool dude. I really appreciate him. All in all, there's a lot I have to get done with my mouth, but I just wanted to take care of the main things, which were top teeth up here. For audio listeners, I'm pointing to my upper left of mouth. And I had a tooth on bottom left of mouth that has been broken to pretty much the gum line, and it broke in 2016.
Bro.
9 years ago?
Yeah, I hate the dentist, so I put that off for a very long time. I've been chewing exclusively on right of mouth for years.
Basically almost a decade.
Almost a decade, exclusively on the right side of my mouth.
My God.
So, been calling the dentist, telling like asking questions and stuff, and like trying to get things together to set up a payment plan. First of all, because everything originally was going to cost me $22,000. A lot of fucking money, right? I don't have that pocket cash, so I had to set up a payment plan. Originally, I was only going to get left side stuff done, right?
Yeah.
I didn't set up the payment plan enough, and I went in to get like medication and stuff a week before my procedure to get things done. And I did set up the payment plan enough, and I had to pay $4,500 right then and there.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
That fucking sucked. That was awful. I felt like I got shot in the chest.
Yeah.
So that sucked. And then a week went by. I had my procedure last Thursday. I forgot a big detail. So, actually, I had more done than what was supposed to be done because on New Year's Day, I went to the Olive Garden.
Oh no!
Shout out.
Shout out.
And I
Reference.
got toasted ravioli from Olive Garden. Very good, very delicious. But a tooth on right side of mouth, bottom, cracked.
Oh no!
Jeez.
Oh no.
So I wouldn't have been able to chew on either side of my mouth. So I had to get that done too. And the stuff I had to get on this done. Do you want to take a wild guess how much just 2 crowns, root canal, and a bridge would be on bottom right of mouth?
9,000.
You're very close, Matt. 11,000.
Oh my
What?
fucking!
11 grand. So I had to pull out a
That's
payment
double
plan
what
for
my
that.
car costs.
Wait a
That's
second.
yeah.
more than-
You have dental insurance, right?
I do.
You have it set to like the lowest one.
Yeah.
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 That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That
So
is
all in all,
absolutely fucked.
my dental venture will by time's end will cost me about 15K to get
That's
my damn
so.
mouth.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I've learned a very valuable lesson is to fucking just go to the dentist.
Yeah. You gotta
Let's.
but-
Yeah.
next time you gotta
yeah.
go to like Mexico or something, I think.
Yeah,
Straight up.
I gotta go to Saw 10 Mexico and
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think
Um,
you gotta just go to like a morgue. You could probably find someone with some dentures.
well,
Hmm.
I don't want that because then when you have dentures, you get weird mouth. Like your
That's
mouth
true.
implodes,
That's true.
you know. So let's get to the procedure, right?
Yeah.
The night before, I was given medication. Night before, they gave me an anxiety med to calm my ass down.
A Zanny.
Real, kind of. It wasn't Xanax, but it was like similar. And then they gave me a sedation pill to take the morning of. So I took the sedation pill, got there. I'm still like fully conscious. They wanted to get started at 8. We ended up not getting started until around 9 because they had to give me 2 more doses of the sedation pill because my ass would not zonk out. The dentist asked me like what music I want to listen to
crazy.
while I'm in the chair. And I was like, oh, let's listen to like, I don't know, R&B, like lo-fi hip hop, something like that. And then Sam's in the room with me. She throws me under the bus. And she's like, well, you like to listen to Minecraft music when you go to sleep. And I was like, well, yeah, but the dentist doesn't ask me that,
Nah.
you know? But the dentist was real chill. He put on Minecraft music while he was working on my mouth.
You know,
Hell yeah.
honestly, actually, if I was to have something done to my mouth, I would want Minecraft music on. Like that is a
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, it was very relaxing, and he put like snowy mountain B-roll on a TV too. So I was listening to Minecraft too. I was listening to
Damn.
fucking Sweden and Dry Hands while looking at the Alps.
Yeah,
he's
no,
drilling
I
that
think
fucking
most of
rocks.
your surgical costs are not actually the surgery. They're to pay for that TV and sound system.
Yeah, they're paying for 30 copies of Minecraft Bedrock.
Yeah, they've got to license the music.
And so eventually I end up like passing out completely. So it wasn't like it wasn't meant to like put me out, but I was supposed to be like mostly conscious so I could like respond to them. I actually like fell asleep.
Nice.
And when I woke up, the dentist told Sam that I started to snore, and that was a little embarrassing. I'm snoring while he's digging into my mouth. I was out of it for the most part, and then when it came to having the extraction done, well, I got crowns up here, extraction, root canal, crown, and I'm getting a bridge because I'm missing
It's
a tooth
crazy
down
that they
here
did it all
already.
at once. That's so nuts.
I elected to do that.
I didn't know you
to
could
get
do
it
that. I
all
feel like a
done
lot
at
of
once.
dentists won't do that, which is crazy.
How long
Yeah,
did it
it's
take?
Obviously a new wave
Like
dentist.
4 hours.
Jesus.
4 hours.
you
Well,
wait,
I also
Dennis.
he also said he wanted to take my wisdom teeth out, but I was like, it's not important right now, so I'm not doing that.
You still have your wisdom teeth?
I do.
Damn, me too, but I
think-
got to get those suckers out.
Yeah,
will
I also
eventually.
still
I
have
don't know, man. So I wake up like after all the shaving down of the teeth and getting the crowns together and the root canal was done. I didn't feel the root canal at all. So if you're afraid
Nice.
of a root canal like I was, you don't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I woke up when they were extracting the tooth, and I didn't feel pain. I just felt pressure, but I could hear the tooth breaking.
Yeah, that's the worst.
And I like my leg tensed up, and they thought I was still like asleep, and they're like, "Oh fuck, he's awake. We need to get this mamma jamma out right now." So they like ripped it out, and I saw the little pliers with my tooth, and I like was like, oh, "Okay, good." And then I fell back asleep, and then when I woke up, everything was done. I had my crowns, my new little teeth in there.
Yeah.
They're temporaries because you have to get temporaries, and then you have to wait 3 weeks. So I have to wait 2 more weeks to get my permanent teeth.
Man,
And
they're running a fucking racket.
these ones up here are so fucking uncomfortable, by the way.
Mhm.
They hurt. I'm still a week in, and it's uncomfortable, and I hate it. I've been popping pills like they're fucking candy.
I'll tell you that
this is gonna be a-
I got a crown a few months ago, and sometimes it still bothers me. And like I was worried that like I had like an infection or something, so I went in. I scheduled an appointment and went in. I was like, I'm freaking out. I'm gonna die. They're gonna take away my mouth. And they were like, dude, you're fine.
I know that's I've worried. I was talking to some coworkers who have also had crowns. Yes, one thing I've learned in this whole experience, I've always been very self-conscious about my teeth and my mouth. Right? When I've been talking to people about this, they're like, "Yeah, I have crowns back here," and like all this shit done is like everyone that I have talked to, especially of our generation, their mouths are fucked.
Yeah, I don't know
There's
what
something in the
like
water.
boat we missed, but I feel
Yeah.
like people around our age, we all just have fucked teeth.
Yeah, so I don't feel
Um,
as bad about my mouth.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah, so go back to the story. I wake up. I got my new temps in. I'm like a little groggy, but I'm pretty well together. Nurse comes in and she hands me a red Gatorade with a straw. And I've always been told, no, don't suck with a straw when you've had an extraction because you're gonna get dry socket. And I looked at her, like, is this okay? She's like, yeah, you're here. I'd be like, all right, that doesn't make any sense, but sure, that's fine. I guess she meant like if anything bad happened, they could fix it, but like
They could
I'll
suck the
still,
Gatorade
I'll still
out
have
with
dry
the Gatorade
socket, you
sucker.
know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do also remember when I woke up afterward, the nurse was like, "Oh, his mouth is so dry," and it was so fucking dry. So she squirted water into my little mouth,
Oh,
like swabbed my mouth. Is there anything else good about this story?
did you reveal any secrets while you were on
No,
drugs?
thank God. I was so worried that I was gonna be so out of it that I just start fucking talking.
Interesting.
I didn't say anything. I passed out. I snored. That was the most embarrassing thing that I did.
That's okay.
And I believe that's about it.
And now you're all
I'm-
better, and
hopefully. I'm excited to get my permanent teeth so I can chew. I'm deathly afraid of chewing right now.
yeah, that's fair.
My fear right now is the temps falling off, which I know is rare,
Mhm.
but I'm still afraid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have 2 more weeks, hopefully a little less, but 2 more weeks, and I'm back to normal. I'm a good boy again. I'm gonna have a bridge here, so I'll finally be able to like have full bite on this side. Still missing a little tooth over here, but it's fine.
You're gonna be chewing like no tomorrow. You're gonna be chewing like a new man soon.
I'm gonna be like a cow.
Yeah.
All my chewing. You
Your
know?
body's not going to be used to chewing on both sides.
I
that's true.
haven't
You're
done
gonna have
it.
to
in,
It's
relearn
going to
like,
attack
a decade.
itself, and you're
Yeah.
going to get. Yeah.
You're gonna have to learn how to eat again.
Can I
Yeah.
ask, how did you get this way? What did you do to yourself?
I didn't give a fuck about my teeth when I was a kid, like most kids do. I still like brush my teeth, but I didn't do it every day.
Mm.
I didn't start caring about my teeth until I was like a teenager. But by that point, it was already too late.
Damn.
Yeah.
And like, it's. I feel like it's also genetic. Like I have very fragile teeth and very
True.
sensitive teeth. So if another tooth breaks, I think I might just end it.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
like floss? Do you floss?
That's the one thing I don't do enough. I don't floss.
We got to
I
get you
should.
flossing. I think
I
that's
should be flossing.
I think that's the secret key to dental health is flossing. I really do.
The
I
people's
disagree.
key.
Yeah.
Matt, why do you disagree?
I don't do that shit. I haven't had a crown.
When's the last
That's
time you went to the
fair.
dentist?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's true. You probably needs all sorts of stuff, but you don't
Hey,
know.
I got the fucking water shit.
Oh, well, that
The
kind
water
of counts, I
flosser?
guess.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
water flosser counts.
I don't really know. I don't know if you can use that in place of flossing, but
I think you can.
I don't
it's
know.
I think it might be actually be better for your gums.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point of it.
That's true. It does hurt me to floss, but I still do it every day. I
I
do
think
it
that
twice
just
a
means
day.
you have gingivitis.
No, I don't have gingivitis.
Well,
His hair's
okay.
not red. I'm confused.
Vinny, if you brush your teeth, does it bleed?
No.
Okay, you're probably good then.
Yeah, you're fine.
And
I'm looking
sometimes
up
your
the pros
gums
and
bleed and
cons.
you don't have gingivitis.
Well,
That's
too.
true.
that's
Sometimes
true.
you go a little hard in the paint with the fucking floss.
The
get a
dentist
little
that
too-
I've never been to hasn't told me that I have gingivitis, and I'm
When's the last
sometimes
time
be
you've been to a
bleeding.
dentist?
Yeah, sometimes I'd be bleeding.
Dog,
like
I do
sometimes.
not know.
You give me a decade.
Straight up, I could not tell you a year.
Do you have tooth problems? Do you have like a broken tooth somewhere or like
Uh-uh.
sensitivity? What do you do?
I think he's just lucky. I think he's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have fucking insanely good genetics for
I
that
think we need to
shit.
sell your body to science.
I think I need to
Ooh.
sell my body for other things.
Ooh.
Hey Matt, can you do me a
Is
favor
it
and just
over?
turn your mic down just slightly,
Yeah,
Just a-
sure.
just to match everybody else?
How's that?
That's better. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's my dental story. I'm gonna be back to normal.
Well, that's good. Well, thank you, Jake, for enlightening us on your tooth journey. I hope everyone at home remembers to take care of their teeth. Or
Yeah,
you
that's
might
the
be
lesson.
getting a visit from the dentist.
Or take my route. Don't go to
That's-
the dentist. Don't have any problems.
But if you do what I did, you get to listen to Minecraft.
That's true. If you
Well,
spend
you spend
$20,000, you
Go
get
to the
to listen
Minecraft
to
dentist.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Jake,
get to go
was
to
your
the Minecraft.
was your dentist a guy or a lady?
A guy.
Was he hot?
He's not like hot, but he's not
Was
ugly.
he old?
No, he's a young dude.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
dentist is like in his mid 30s, and that guy's fucking hot. Like he really intimidates me. So I'm just like,
I mean,
whatever
yeah,
you want
I
to do,
feel like-
man.
I'm sure some
Yeah, I
people
feel like most
would
dentists
consider
are
this guy
hot.
hot, but he's not my type, I'd say. But I'd say my
Yeah.
dentist is like late 30s, early 40s. If I had to
I
guess.
have
Damn.
nothing. I have no
Dead
other
air.
comments.
Everybody,
All
fuck
right.
your
Well,
dentist.
that's enough tooth talk. I think we've
We
thoroughly
spent 20
wrung out
minutes
this,
talking about my mouth, so
and I like it.
Oh.
I'd like to spend some time in there someday. See that at work. But
okay.
how about we get into some sewer scoops?
Sewer scoop. Quick PSA for listeners.
Okay.
I just want you guys to know that our proprietary intern, Jingles, has been terminated, and he will no longer be helping us. Although, in a last-ditch effort, he did write one story for us today. We don't know if we're gonna read it or not. We're gonna feel it out, but there might be one final story from Jingles. Yeah, but his wife and child are starving because we are no longer paying him.
Yeah,
And he died in a car crash on his way home.
He
Oh, I
wrote
didn't know
After he
that.
fired.
he wrote this story as like a means to last ditch effort keep his job. We did not pay him for it.
Yeah.
So
All right. So should I read this first story?
Yeah, yeah. If you want to read Jingles, is that the long one?
I don't want to start with that one if it's his.
Okay, yeah. Skip to the next one then.
Okay.
I think.
This one's about. It looks like. Fox Sports.
Okay.
That is not Jingles' story.
no, that is my story.
Okay. All right. This is coming hot off the presses. This just came across my desk, so let's see.
about to proofread it as you are reading it because I'm
Fantastic.
pretty sure I changed something, but I don't remember
All
if
right.
I changed the rest.
This late game change to the halftime show is sure to make fans laugh, cry, and cheer. Fox Sports VP Jordan Bazant sat down with us last weekend to break the news that Kendrick will no longer be the main event at the halftime show. Instead, Bazant presented us with the Super Bob halftime show, where reanimated remains of every famous Bob that has passed away will appear at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Quote, "It's going to be fun for the whole family to watch," said Bazant. The list of Bobs, Barker, Marley, Saget, Hope, Dylan, Evans, Ross, and Newart will be given large doses of psychedelic drugs. Then, at the 50-yard line, they will watch the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan. He also told us, as a special treat, we hired local actors to immerse the Bobs further, performing realistic war reenactments at the same time, accompanied by live fireworks. It's very interesting. Oh, it's very exciting for the audience, and I hope the Bobs will appreciate the effort we went through to welcome them back to the world of the living. We asked why Bob Dylan's name was included in the list of names and why Kendrick was removed from the halftime show. Fox VP Bazant responded, "Yes, today Bob Dylan still breathes, but the setting sun inevitably casts its long shadow upon the grave walkers." Then, after taking a moment to introduce himself as for Kendrick, he said, pointing to a tattoo of Aubrey Graham in a wheelchair from the hit show Degrassi, "Just know that it's OVO forever. You can't fuck with the boy." That sounds like an exciting halftime show to us in the studio. And can I say, is PTS, please stick around because we have more breaking news after this. Well, that's very interesting. I think the Super Bowl halftime show is very tired. I think that it needed a revitalization. So, I'm excited to see all these Bobs, come back to kick it one last time.
I just can't believe that he is including Bob Dylan and knows something that we don't.
Yeah.
Well,
The setting sun inevitably casts its long shadow upon the grave walkers is all I'm saying,
For sure.
I think this is a Mandela. I thought that Bob Dylan has been dead for years, but come to find out, he's been alive this whole time.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are going to be upset about Kendrick not doing the halftime show, but I think the piece of this that we're missing is they've discovered new technology to reanimate these corpses.
I
what
hadn't
this
considered
means,
that.
what this means for the future of humanity.
Well, who else could we reanimate?
I don't know if it's as important, if anyone else will be as important as this.
That's true. I feel like it feels like an early peak, you bring Bob Saget back. Who else is there,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is probably a test run. They have to see how it works with the Bobs. We don't know how they're going to act on stage. We really don't know what's going to happen. They could lose it, We don't know how much brain activity they have. But
Bob Saget could do the thing again.
Yeah,
that's true.
You better pray there's not a faucet on stage that day. Am I allowed to say that?
I made a joke about Bob Saget when we started.
That's the rule of this podcast.
There are no rules.
Okay,
there are
great.
no
You'll
rules.
see that.
Yeah, I was wondering. We recently saw the Bob Dylan movie, and that motherfucker's still alive. Why didn't he make a cameo? He should have shown up like Stan Lee did in Spider-Man. He should have been like a doorman or some shit. But no, and he looks like a doorman now.
He should have said something to He should have said something to Timothy Chalamet and been like, "You're doing a good job, kid."
He
Well,
should
it
have
would
been
have sounded like, "You're doing
ain't as
a
easy as
good
it looks."
job." Because he's got a weird voice.
Yeah,
I
do it again. Do it again.
Well,
Do it again, Jake.
Yeah, do it again.
Give me something to say as Bob Dylan. I'll say it.
It ain't as easy as it looks, kid.
It ain't as easy as it looks, kid.
Now say, touch it softly.
Say
I
it.
don't want to do that one.
Do it.
Say just the nibble.
I'll hold this fucking podcast hostage. I'm not saying that. You're not gonna clip me on that.
We can
Say,
but we can put your mouth over his face. It'd be funny.
Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah, it's Bob Dylan saying that. Let me have a nibble.
And touch it softly.
You can't stop adding things. Stop.
All right, Matt, what were you gonna say?
I just want to know how, after being in the throes of psychedelics and watching a war surrounded by reenactments of war, how they're gonna react when they're released into society.
Interesting.
That's a good point. Yeah, they might be cracked once they go back out there. Or they might just be really good at like Fortnite.
Oh, that's true. They could start streaming and do.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
we could get Bob Dylan
Bob stream.
Fortnite Festival pass.
Ooh.
We just got hot.
I feel like it's coming.
Yeah, we just got hot.
When is Full House coming to the Battle Pass? I need Uncle Jesse back bling.
Yeah, where's DJ?
What would the back bling be? I feel like it'd be one of the
Michelle.
fucking. Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be Michelle. Or as a deep cut, you could get. Does anyone remember the woodchuck from Full House?
Oh my
Does
god,
anyone-
yeah.
Woody Woodchuck
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck his name is. Tucker
Vinny,
in
do
post.
you remember? Do you
Yeah.
remember after the Game Awards stream when I was really drunk and I was texting in the group chat and I just said woodchuck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You said a bit. No, wait, I said something really funny. It was something like, I see Bob Saget. He forgives us. He says it's okay. I was off one on that night.
Oh, that's funny.
That shit was crazy.
I do remember the picture of the woodchuck though. Well, shout out to Woody Woodchuck.
Yeah, or you could have like, I don't know, Kimmy Gibbler, like shrink her down to size.
Ooh.
Shout out Kimmy Gibbler, you know?
I thought Kimmy Gibbler was bad as fuck when I was a kid.
No. You're wrong on that one, I think. Kimmy Gibbler.
She was always showing toe too.
Oh,
She had a thing with her toe.
I was about to say I can put a picture of her up, but I'm not going
Kimmy
to.
Gibbler is like, she is like,
Yeah, but he's gonna get hard.
no,
Wait,
you
let me
can't
look
do
at
that.
that.
I guess.
Kimmy Gibbler.
Oh
toe
god.
thing.
Don't type that in.
He's looking it up. I can see it in his sunglasses.
Kimmy Gibbler tweet, load this in 4K. What does that mean?
Yeah. No, she had like
We should post
there was a recurring joke about Kimmy Gibbler's feet. And I'm just
I guess
saying
I'm not a real Full Houser like you are. I don't remember that at all.
No, I
don't
used
know
to
if he's
literally-
watching it for the full house.
I would
think
sit
he
in
was
my
just watching it for toe.
in my living room. I had all 8 seasons on DVD, and I would just watch it front to back.
I love
like,
watching
all
Full
the
House
time.
before. I would watch it
yeah.
every
Full
morning
House.
before I got on the school bus. I would eat my cereal and watch Uncle Jesse do something funny.
I was watching that shit chronologically. I was tapped in, you know,
Yeah.
front to back. And you know what? It ends unsatisfyingly because they get canceled. So there's no resolution.
What do they
Fucking
do?
The last episode, it's a 2-parter. Michelle falls off a horse and loses her memory, and that's the last episode. And she kind of starts to get it back at the end of the second episode, and then that's the end of the season, and they don't get another one. It's just over.
Yeah.
And there's no satisfying conclusion at
Yeah,
all. I was
should've
always
picked up Fuller
think
House
you're
where
losing.
that ended.
I think what actually happened is one of the Olsen twins said the N-word. So they got canceled.
That's
No, it
true.
was the Woodchuck. The Woodchuck said it.
Yeah, if they ever do another reboot, they're gonna have to get the other Olsen sister in there.
Yeah,
Oh, speaking-
nobody would know.
Speaking of like 90s sitcoms, I have this really crazy, like quick interjection. You remember Home Improvement?
Yeah.
I had a crisis when I was a child. I saw the episode of Home Improvement where the son thinks that he has cancer.
Yeah.
I watched that episode in my bedroom, and then I I finished watching that episode, and I walked downstairs to our basement where like our big family TV was, and my parents would always sit down there and watch TV, and I gave them a hug and I told them I love them.
That's so funny.
That episode like fucked me up when I was 8.
And
I
you
thought
told
I
me
was
this
the
story
guy.
before, which
Yeah.
is so fucking funny.
Yeah. You guys love your
Damn.
parents like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of
For
them.
sure. All right,
Okay,
we
what
want to
are we
move
doing
on to the
now?
next story.
Wait, I wanted to mention shout out Richard Karn from Home Improvement.
Yeah, huge shout out to Richard Karn. Remember
Shout
we
out
got
to
the
Richard Karn.
NFTs?
Is that the neighbor?
He said, "I'm not doing an NFT." All right, who wants to read this? Is this last one just one big one here?
Yeah, I think there's 3 total.
Yeah, Jake, why don't you read this last one here? I'll. Do you have the document up?
It's classified right now.
Great. Oh, well, I'll unclassify it for you. Hang on. There you go.
I guess.
Read away, Jake.
I guess I'm the one reading this. Kind of fucked up, but I guess I'm the one reading it.
Well, I can't read it.
It's like something. Let me restart.
I know what this is. I know what it is already.
Okay. It's like something straight out of an SNL sketch. The KKK has just announced that their current Grand Wizard, Thomas Robe, will be stepping down and he has officially announced his replacement.
Ooh.
Nearing the end of his final speech as Grand Wizard, Robe excitedly began to speak about his successors, stating, "We need to reach a younger audience. We need more people who can really get excited about our group. In an effort to appeal to the youth of America and bring a lighthearted, warm, and comedic atmosphere to the clan, I've selected Bobby Moynihan as your next Grand Wizard." Amidst a mix of applause, cheers, boos, and hisses, Moynihan excitedly ran up to the podium. On his way up, he tripped on the stairs and collapsed onto the ground. We are still unsure if this was an accident or not, but it turned the entire audience in his favor with a roar of laughter. Finally, at the microphone, Moynihan gave a lengthy speech filled with tears, thanking many who helped him get here, including Pete Davidson, Keenan Thompson, Lorne Michaels, and Kate McKinnon, among others. Nearing the end of his acceptance speech, he officially changed the name of the organization to the Ku Klux Klan. He then raised his right arm and, with his hand extended, screamed out obscenities that we here at Sewerboys are not willing to say on the air. We reached out to the celebrities he had mentioned, but have received no official reply.
Damn, the Ku Klux Moyna Clan. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I told Matt to change that. I just want to put it out there. I said, Matt, we should not do this.
He didn't want. The only thing he wanted to change was he didn't want it to be a real person. Like
I said, change it to like Robbie Moynihan. Change it to Bobby Moynihan's twin brother, Robbie Moynihan.
And
just
I
because
said no.
of defamation.
Well, Matt, I appreciate you sticking to your journalistic integrity to tell the truth. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
because that's real.
That is real. Bobby Moynihan is the new leader of the Ku Klux
Can I
Klan.
interject once again and why me reading this one is especially funny, and it's not the reason you think.
Okay.
And we can cut this out if you want, but this is a little bit of Jake lore that I don't think I've ever told you guys.
Oh boy.
I apparently
You were rolling up your fucking sleeve to show us a tattoo. I was getting really worried.
Apparently, my great uncle or grandfather, one of the two, was the Grand Wizard of the KKK in
No
Western Pennsylvania.
fucking way.
Yeah.
What?
That makes a lot of sense.
So, Matt.
But you're Jewish.
Yes. Well, that on my mother's side. This is on my dad's side.
Oh, okay.
This is on my dad's side.
KKK dad, Jewish mom.
So it was my dad's great grandfather or uncle. It was either grandfather or uncle. I can't remember.
Grand Wizard, like the fucking
The head honcho, the top dog.
And that was when they were kind of in their prime, you know.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
Kind of when they were putting up numbers, you know.
That's like some of the craziest family lore that I have, I think. And then coincidentally, we become Jewish later down the line. That's funny.
I almost just spit on my water.
Life is crazy when you think about it.
That is crazy.
It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. I can't believe.
And we can cut this out of the podcast if you want.
You can't cut that out.
Yeah, that's
funny.
staying in.
You gotta make that into a TikTok.
Jay, can you find a picture of him? I'll put him on the screen.
I don't know. I don't even know his name.
Okay.
Damn.
Your great. What is it? Your great.
We'll 23andMe. We'll get it.
It's like-
List
it's like-
of KKK Grand Wizards. There's got to be a Wikipedia page for this, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, it doesn't go back that far, right?
Well,
Or does
I
it?
don't want to dox. I don't want to dox where my family lived.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It's
In the
it's
fucking
specific-
1800s, brother?
It's a specific chapter of the clan in a specific part of Western. It's not
Oh,
like
I see,
the
I
head
see.
Grand Wizard, but it's. I'm looking up.
This is crazy.
Dead air.
I feel like we're YouTube Monday night streamers, you know? That's how I'm feeling right now talking about this.
Well, that's crazy, Jake, and thank you for sharing that deeply personal anecdote.
Yeah, that's why me reading that one is especially delightful.
That is so fucking crazy because I really don't think any of us knew that.
No.
No,
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
that's something that I found out. I mean, I found that out in college, but I kept that to myself because
That's true. You couldn't be bringing that up at college.
Yeah, that's not
You
something you
would've
say at a party to get people to like you. You know.
Well, you could have told me. Not for no. Now,
Yeah, you about that.
You
Hang
could have
on.
told Vinny in confidence.
You're a safe space.
I just wouldn't. It's not like this. This shit ain't Batman. Not the crimes of the father, the son must pay for. Whatever the fuck the Riddler said.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
doing.
eat salami out of the bag. Is what's there.
All right, and next up, woman accused of taking dead uncle to bank for $3,200 loan. Did you guys hear about this?
Wait a second. You're going to skip Jingle's story? You better fucking read Jingle's story.
Do I have to read it, or should somebody else read it?
You have to read it.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Because it's
wrote.
long as fuck.
Yeah. Well, I can get through it quick. All right, I'm gonna speed run this. And just a note, it says above this in italicized font, feel free to cut this down or not use it. It's just in case we don't have enough. But you're making me do it, so I'll do
Well,
it.
this is out of respect for our lost proprietary intern.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Jingles.
Rest in peace, Jingles. All right.
Gone
Peace at last. Russia declares victory in Ukraine. Putin and Zelensky form boy band. In a shocking turn of events, the war in Ukraine has officially ended, with Russia emerging victorious. After years of conflict, the unexpected resolution came not through diplomacy, but through an impromptu jam session between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Witnesses claimed the two leaders, exhausted from war, picked up guitars during ceasefire negotiations and found common ground through music. One thing led to another, and before anyone knew it, they had formed a boy band called Big Time Russian, a name inspired by their big time political careers and their newfound passion for pop. The duo has already announced their debut album, Ceasefire Serenades, featuring tracks like Cry Me a River, From Kiev for Love, and Sanctions Can't Stop This Beat. Sources say their first world tour will include stops in Moscow, Kiev, and an exclusive performance at the United Nations. Critics remain skeptical, with some questioning if this is merely a PR stunt. However, fans are already rallying behind the group, hoping that pop music can succeed where politics failed. As one excited supporter put it, if these two can harmonize, maybe the world can too. Only time will tell if Big Time Russian will be a one-hit wonder or a lasting symbol of unexpected unity. Now, isn't that lovely, folks? Voldemort and Johnny Putin getting together for one last rodeo, and this is a good one, folks. So
That is so
they're coming to a city near you sometime soon.
I wish we
can't
had
believe that we
fired our
predicted that.
intern.
We got
Yeah,
that
I wish he hadn't died in that
so-
horrible car accident.
Yeah, he put up a banger at the end there.
Yeah.
But damn, yeah, fuck. From Crimea River is crazy. That's
Ceasefire
fucking nuts.
Serenades goes hard. That's really good.
Yeah.
That is a banger. Damn.
I'm excited for this release. I'm really looking forward to
Yeah.
giving it a listen.
Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah.
We're all looking for love in all the wrong places, but sometimes the wrong places are the right places, you know?
Yeah. And I'm also happy that I get to take the Ukraine flag sticker off my big ass truck. I'm really happy that I can just take it down. Because honestly, I didn't care. I just felt like if I didn't put it on there, people were going to give me shit for it, especially at the workplace, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, woke corporation.
Yeah. Well, and now you can finally replace it with what you've always wanted to have on there, an Israel flag.
Hell yeah, brother.
We have world peace this week, fellas.
That's true.
It's incredible. I think I'm just gonna replace social media with I don't know, a book or something.
Yeah, I'm going fishing. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get really into
I'm
fishing.
going fishing before bed. I'm gonna brush my teeth and then go out to the lake.
I wish I had a lake within walking distance that I could just post up at, you know? Just hang out at the lake for a
You
little
have
bit.
a pool near you.
That's true. I could go fishing in the pool.
Yeah,
Just
go-
human.
Go to
Probably
the
frozen.
Petco, buy all the goldfish and put it in the chlorine
Ooh.
pool and watch them float.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. And when they go to the top, that means they're happy.
Then they're a lot
true.
easier to catch.
That's what my mom always told me.
Yeah,
Or-
they're just saying hello.
You
They,
could- you could put
that
a
means
bunch
that
of
they want to
fish.
go home to the ocean and they get put in the toilet.
Yeah.
What you should do is put a bunch of fish in your pool and go dynamite fishing in the pool.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we got to bring back dynamite in 2025.
I think
That'd be sick,
we,
actually.
I've been saying this, but we all have to get together this year. We got to make a bunch of content. And also, while we're doing that, we should invest in some dynamite and blow it up somewhere. Because we don't think
Ooh.
about dynamite enough these days. Like, we need some Looney Tunes ass content, you know?
Yeah,
We
in
gotta, like-
2025, I'm going out like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah,
Think
we have to
boys-
blow up a train. We have to paint paint a path on the wall and have Matt run into it.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't
If
it
you
be
don't,
cool-
if I don't see it getting painted, I'll think it's real.
Wouldn't it be cool if Sewerboys went to TwitchCon in October in San Diego?
That's crazy.
It would be cool.
Wouldn't that be
Sewer
really
Boys
cool?
storm the TwitchCon.
Because then we can go into the California desert and set off some dynamite.
Or like do
Damn.
like peyote or something.
You can do that.
Yeah, or we could go to the Chinese theater.
Or we can
Oh.
go to China.
Chinese theater.
Wait a second. Why is the theater Chinese in Los Angeles?
Because it showed Morbius that one time.
But Morbius is English.
No, it's Chinese.
No, they showed Chinese Morbius.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. I didn't know he came in Chinese.
I come in Chinese.
I'll take my Morbius Chinese, please.
Oh, waiter, do you have any more of the Morbius? And make it Chinese.
How would you like your steak, sir? Chinese.
All right.
Dead uncle goes to the bank. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
Well, click the link in the Google Doc for me and look at this fucking
Oh wait, this
picture.
is a real article.
This is real. This
Which
is
one are we
real.
doing? Oh, the bank.
Dead uncle. Dead uncle. Look for
I
dead
just
uncle.
want to say, when I write those, I'm taking a dump at work.
This picture is crazy.
Yeah, there's a video.
Wait, you're telling me this guy's dead? We're looking at a dead body?
Yeah. Well, he went to the bank. So for everyone listening at home, Erica D'Souza Vieira Nunes, the woman accused of taking her deceased uncle to a bank in a wheelchair to secure a loan of 3,200 USD, says she didn't know he had died. On April 16th, 2024, at a bank in Rio de Janeiro, when Nunes introduced herself as the niece and caregiver of Paulo Roberto Braga, a 68-year-old pensioner,
Only
bank
68?
staff grew suspicious as Nunes attempted to hold Braga's head upright while asking him to sign loan documents. Footage from the scene showed Nunes addressing Braga, saying, "Uncle, are you listening? You have to sign it. I can't sign it for you." When the deceased man's head swayed, she used her hand to steady it and added, "Sign here and stop giving me a headache." Paramedics confirmed that Braga had been dead for several hours. And she went to jail. She was waiting. She was ready for him to die. She was just like sitting there, like across the fucking room from him, just waiting for that last gasp. First stop, the fucking bank.
For 3,200 USD?
Yeah, I mean, it's more
Get
in
into fucking
Brazil.
forex trading or something, brother. Like, damn, go on StockX, sell some shoes. What the fuck? Don't bring your dead uncle to the bank.
See, what I really liked about that video is how she kind of flung him around like a bobblehead.
He looked like a rubber band.
Yeah, that was fucked. What she was doing to his fucking head was messed up.
I enjoyed it.
She's blaming it on a sleeping pill. She said she took a sleeping pill and didn't realize what was going on.
She took a sleeping pill, or he did?
Yeah, no, she did. She says that she was zoinked out of her mind on sleeping pills, and that she didn't realize he was dead.
I think maybe we should do like a Mythbusters type thing. I think one of us should take sleeping pills and then, I don't know, dig up a body or something. And
Yeah,
see
and then go to the bank.
if we know the difference.
Going to the bank on Xanax.
Yeah, that's actually a good video. That's a good video idea.
Going to the bank on ibuprofen.
I'm doing that all the time.
We should go places and just get sick. We should just like start throwing up at random places.
Yeah.
Start coughing.
Do you remember when people would just like drink a gallon of milk and just throw it up in a parking lot? Like
Yeah.
that kind of vibe.
But I think post-COVID era, yeah, to Jake's point, you just like walk up to a group of people in a Walmart and just start coughing.
I think that's bioterrorism. I think you
No,
gotta
but you're not actually sick.
Don't you
It's
remember
like
that COVID, like early COVID, that lady who was licking the ice creams?
Yeah.
You
Oh
remember
yeah.
that? Yeah. And she went to jail, I think.
Yeah, they shot her in the back of the head.
Ice cream liquor.
Oh, I don't think you're gonna get good results.
Yeah.
Oh shit! This was actually in 2019. This was pre-COVID. Oh my god, she was just doing that shit for fun. She was just doing that for the love of the game.
She was ahead of the game. She was ahead.
Damn, dead uncle at the bank. What will he buy?
What will he purchase at the bank?
Dead uncle at the bank. What will he get? So yeah, that's that. I don't know. Do we want to end it up with maybe a discussion starter? Do we want to rip one of these?
We can keep going for a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to hold off for a second, because I gotta piss real bad. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
go
be honest
piss.
with you guys. We'll cut this part out, but I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
I'm kind of fucking sad that there's a ceasefire.
No fuck. You say that after Tucker says we're gonna cut this out. Are you kidding me?
Because I think he's gonna hear this and he's gonna not want to cut it out anymore.
Interesting. So you just said that to wager to volley to keep this back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
I do have a stance behind that. It was a lot more. It's boring. It feels boring now. Things just feel a little more boring in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know enough about it, but like it feels like they already killed most of those people. So I'm just like, damn.
Yeah,
I'm
we're a
so
year and a half
bored
later.
by it that I'm considering taking a plane and starting
something
to
new.
push. Yeah, starting something new.
I'm
Flying
thinking
into
of
Israel
service
saying,
that
let's
was
build.
today.
Let's build something.
Yeah, let's build a revolution.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Where do
don't
we
know.
think the next big war's gonna break out at?
I hope
Iran.
I hope here, and I
Brazil.
hope soon.
South America, somewhere.
India.
No. We're invading Iran
India.
fucking January 21st.
No,
we
actually,
need to stop going into the Middle East. I think.
no. I think it's gonna be a
market's
surprise.
been tapped.
I think it's
No.
gonna be the U.S. and like one of our closer allies.
Canada.
I think the Canada thing's bullshit though. I don't expect anything to come of
But
that.
the
Maybe
Greenland, thing, yeah.
Well, all the Chinese people in Greenland want to get adopted.
They do.
That is
Those
true.
boys.
They're like
We're
making
there.
videos being like, President Trump, come get us. We're ready.
Come get me.
President
I'm
Trump,
in
we're
Greenland
Chinese in
and
Greenland,
I'm Chinese.
please.
Call me Chinese the way I'm in Greenland.
Call me Chinese Greenland.
We're gonna have to put a fucking moratorium on fucking saying we're Chinese. We're gonna have to take that away.
I was
Tucker,
like,
you may.
what's up?
Huh.
No, go ahead.
Oh, you may no longer want to cut that out. You'll hear why
Okay.
when you listen back.
Okay. Do we want to talk about the Brad Pitt scammer possibly?
Sure. Let me cue this up. Let me.
Do you want? Can I read it? I like this story.
Oh yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Woman scammed into believing she was dating Brad Pitt, divorced her husband, transferred over $800,000.
My God.
The French woman said she was initially... Oh, an ad popped up. The French woman said she was initially contacted by a scammer claiming to be Pitt's mother. And I'll put images on the screen. A French woman was swindled out of over $800,000 by scammers posing as Brad Pitt, who made her believe she was dating him and that he needed help paying for medical care. UK paper The Times and French outlets AFP and BFM TV reported that the woman, identified only as Anne, spoke to French television outlet TF1, which has since removed the interview from its... There's so many ads. Which has since removed the interview from its website after a flood of online ridicule sparked by the report. Anne reportedly told the French station that she was first contacted online by someone claiming to be Pitt's mother. It's a woman like you that my son needs, the Times reported. Despite expressing skepticism, the woman kept in contact before being messaged by someone posing as the actor. At first, I said to myself that it was fake, that it's ridiculous, and told TF1, according to BFM TV, but I'm not used to social media, and I didn't really understand what was happening to me. The woman first sent nearly €10,000 when the fake account said it needed her to pay customs tariffs so she could receive gifts he claimed to have sent her.
Ooh.
There are so few men who write you this kind of thing, Anne said, according to the report to BFM TV. I liked the man I was talking to. He knew how to talk to women. It was always very well done. After reportedly telling the scammer that she had recently divorced her husband, Anne sent almost all of her €775,000 divorce settlement, about $798,000, after the fake Pitt said he had developed kidney cancer and needed a loan because his bank accounts were locked as a result of his ongoing divorce proceedings with Angelina Jolie. When Anne read that Pitt was in a relationship with Ines de Roman, the scammers reportedly sent something denying the reports. Eventually, the Times reported Anne told TF1 that she read more about Pitt and de Raymond. That's what it is, de Raymond, and accepted that she had been scammed. Anne has since filed a lawsuit and a police inquiry has been opened, the outlets reported.
Oh my God. $800,000.
That's so easy to do to somebody.
Yeah,
It's
especially,
crazy.
I
take a look
need
at
to
all
look
these
into that.
images that were sent to her. Like,
Yeah.
The
fall
images
for
are
this.
all bad.
I'd fall for this. I think this one where he's holding up the sign that says "Anne, I love you" is probably the funniest picture I've seen this year.
Wait, I
Yeah.
need to look at this.
That picture is so fucked up.
Oh my God. What's going on in France that they don't know how the fuck do you fall for this?
So this
Right now,
actually
just got the internet.
This actually happens in America quite often. I actually recently learned about this from a friend whose mom was being scammed by Willie Nelson's son.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah. And they luckily didn't like lose anything. Apparently she never gave him anything, but it was like a year-long thing where she thought she was in a relationship with Willie Nelson's son and she was going to move to live with him.
Oh my God. I know what the solution is to this. We have to do mandatory computer literacy classes for anyone over 35.
No.
I think you have to send them back to
Honestly.
school.
No, I don't think we need to do that.
Okay, what should we do instead, Matt?
I think we should scam them.
You know, I could kind of see
I'm
the
feeling
argument.
evil tonight. I don't know what it is. I'm feeling like I should be the antagonist.
Yeah,
I
first you
think
come
we
out as
should scam.
pro-Israel, and then you're saying, yeah, you know? And now you're coming out as pro-scammer. I will say, they got enough. If you have $800,000 just lying around to send to Brad Pitt, maybe you
Yeah.
don't need all that.
That's fair.
Also, I'm not pro-Israel. I'm pro-war. All right.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Well, damn.
Anyway.
But yeah, it happens to people so often, this type
Yeah.
of scam. And
I hadn't heard of these celebrity scams.
Oh, they've been around forever.
I had but not to this sort of degree, I guess. But
Did I tell you guys about the time I got scammed?
no.
No, you're whipping out so many stories we've never heard.
Yeah,
of.
what the fuck?
Yeah, I was born for a podcast. Matt, this happened the day that the chats released Get Fucked.
Oh,
Same day. Same day. It's
Good
all
day.
Banned for
Good
anyone.
day.
I got a text from the bank that I use. And it was like, "Did you authorize this $1,000 Zelle transfer?" And I was like, "No." And then I got a call from them. And it was a
Whoa.
very convincing call. The scammers spoofed the actual number. So it looked legit. And they scammed me out of $1,000. So like we went through
my
this thing
God.
and like we went into Zelle and the guy was like, I had a moment where I was like, this feels weird. But he was like, go in Zelle and you have to send yourself $1,000 to cancel the transaction. And there's a moment
Hey,
where-
man.
there's a-
Wait, how
there's a
old were you?
moment-
How old were you?
This happened 2 years ago, Vinny.
Yeah.
But there was a moment where I was like, that doesn't make any sense. This feels weird. But that like it I looked at the number on the back of my bank card and it was the exact number that called me. So I was like,
Oh, damn.
this
Yeah.
has to be real. That it feels weird, but this is probably real. And then as soon as I hung up, I sat down in my chair and I was like, I think I just got scammed. And then
Yeah.
like it was something where like we did one transaction and the guy was like, we will do one today and then I'll call you back tomorrow and then we'll do the rest of it to get it figured out. And that didn't make any sense, but I was like, oh fuck, I got scammed. So I called the number on the back of my bank card the next day because this happened like after, like I didn't have time to do it. I called the next day and I was like, hey, I think this happened. They got $1,000 out of me and they're like, okay, whatever. And they gave me my money back.
They
Because
gave
I
you the
told-
money back?
Yeah,
That's
because
surprising.
I explained to them what happened. I was like, it was the number on the back of my card.
Oh, damn. Yeah. That's
So
true.
they gave me my money back. But the guy texted me the next day and he was like, hi, Mr. Bricker, I'm just checking in with you so we can finish the rest of that claim with a smiley face. And I didn't respond to it, but I wanted to like call him back and call him a piece of shit.
Yeah, you should have sent him a picture of your nuts, I think.
I should have shown him full hog.
Yeah.
Probably asshole too, but
Wiener, balls, and hole, I say.
yeah. But I ended up getting my $1,000.
At least you got the money back. God
and it was a
damn.
lesson learned, but it was
But it
so
is-
convincing.
It is kind of crazy that he just said, I need you to send $1,000 to yourself.
Yeah, well, like
And you're like, yeah, I'm going to do that.
I'm gonna dox the motherfucker. His name is
And that's definitely
If you're watching this, you need to kill yourself. I don't know if we can say that on twitch.tv/Sewerboys, but I'm firm on that one.
how do you know his real name?
Because it was in my Zelle.
Oh, yeah.
He set up a Zelle account with my phone number
I see.
and
Yeah.
made me
Here's
send
what I'll say.
$1,000 to myself.
Can you spell it again? Spell his last name? Jake, you got scammed by a MMA flyweight.
I just looked it up. Yeah. Is this the guy?
Damn.
Does he fight?
Tucker, throw a picture of that guy up on the
No,
screen.
this guy
folks, please.
fights out of
I don't know if I'm gonna do that.
Well, he's famous. It's fine.
Yeah.
What's his name?
No. He lived in. This guy's from Peru. This is not the.
I'm
But he-
sure
oh,
I'll show this guy's picture. Yeah, I could do
Yeah.
that.
Don't send hate to the MMA fighter because then he'll want to fight me.
I will say one thing. Just a tip for the road out there, folks. If anyone ever asks you to use Zelle for anything, immediately steer clear. Zelle is only used for scams. Nothing good has ever happened on Zelle. I'm
I know
telling
that
you.
I use Zelle all the time.
I don't fuck with Zelle. Like I get stuff on Facebook Marketplace sometimes.
Well,
And I've sold stuff, and anytime they're like, I want to use Zelle, I'm like, nah.
Why
Well, the thing
physically
about Zelle is that it goes
before.
just straight into your bank account. That's why they want to use it.
Yeah, it's an
I
easy
can't use
access
Zelle
point.
anymore because I can't set it up with my phone number, which is required because it'll go.
Oh, yeah. That's
So I
okay.
can't use Zelle if I wanted.
Then maybe you shouldn't have Zelle.
No, but I think does a new thing now. It's called like Pays or something.
Wait,
I
Jake,
don't know. I have Venmo.
Venmo and
Hey.
PayPal exclusively.
Yeah. Yes, Matt.
I just got a text from and they said that you are fucked over for $2,000, so you need to send it to me so I can pay them to pay you back. So
I got you,
send that
Matt. What's
on
your
there.
Zelle?
Wait, Jake. I'm getting a text now too. You need to send me $2,000.
Wait,
Or-
Jake, I'm getting a text right now too. It says, Jake Bricker, into hold on, sorry, I made my font really small as a challenge. Into bestiality is what it says. Is this true, Jake?
And that's from
Wait,
your
whoa,
bank?
whoa, whoa! I got a
Yeah.
text too.
He just texted me that. Wait, they sent me a picture. It's Jake fucking a moose.
No, we're gonna cut that one out. But I also just got. I also just got a text, and it just says 30 dead in Hawaii. What does that mean? It didn't say what happened. It just says 30 dead.
I don't know, Jake. I don't know what it means.
And that's what I'm
Wait-
thankful for.
Wait, they
this
just texted
November.
me. They just texted me
Jesus.
again and said more will happen. More will come.
Me when I'm a serial killer, more will happen. Oh,
I told you before we got on the podcast today. I'm saying I'm either gonna be like just in a very sour mood, or I'm gonna be very funny.
Wait, Jake. I just got another text.
You know?
Wait, it's a picture of your nuts and wiener. I got two of you. Both of you took a drink when I said that.
It's that you said nuts and then wiener.
It's only the way you said it. No, you're so crazy.
Nuts and wiener.
You could have said like cock and balls, twig and berries, but you said nuts and wiener.
I'm gonna start saying that. Don't pull down my pants, you can see my nuts and wiener.
Yeah. Damn. How about I take you back to my place and I show you my nuts and or wiener.
You can only see one.
I'm gonna hide the other from you.
Let me show
We're
you my
gonna
nuts
hide and go
or
seek.
wiener.
I wear a sock on my dick. You can only see my nuts.
No, you're using the
I'm-
cloak of invisibility from Harry Potter on your.
I'm saving my
Back.
wiener for marriage.
But you can have my nuts now.
You can see the nuts. It's like a preview.
Yeah, it's like
Little
a
tease.
it's like a oh god, what's it called? It's a down payment.
Little nuts down payment.
Little nutsack down payment. Oh fuck.
How long did we? That's a good 2 minutes just talk about nuts and wiener.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm very
Wanna have,
happy
like,
with
one
that.
more?
Yeah, let's do
Like,
a stinky
one
starter
more
maybe,
minute?
and then
Oh.
we end.
Yeah,
the pod.
I've got one that I was I had it ready for last week, but we didn't get to it, and I really want to do it. And I don't even know if this story is funny. Fuck, I have an account. Son of a bitch. Hang on,
Yeah.
everybody. Let me cook. One second.
Dead
one
air.
Nope. Hang on. Alrighty. So the title of this article is, and this is, there's this column in the New York Times called The Ethicist, and that's where people submit to this guy who is apparently really like good with ethics questions. And this question is, I hate kids. Do I have to make nice with my nephew? So this, let me just read this real quick. My only sibling is an exhausted single parent of one son. I have always disliked being around children, and no, I never want any of my own, or near me. I feel pressure from my sibling and family to form a relationship with the child. I've been directly asked to entertain or spend time with him, despite my lack of interest or ease in doing so. It's unclear to me if the idea is to have me serve as a convenient babysitter, or if it's emotionally important to my sibling that, as an aunt, I be closer to my nephew. I am not close to my extended family. Besides, I am not my nephew's only extended family. He has other aunts, along with uncles, grandparents, and cousins, whom he sees with relative frequency. I feel guilty for not wanting to try and don't want to hurt his feelings or my siblings by being absent or apathetic. What's my obligation to be a present family member when I didn't choose to be in this role? We can choose which adult relationships to maintain, including family, once we are adults. But how much can we choose to engage with the kids within it? So she does not fuck with her nephew.
That's valid.
Should she have to fuck with her nephew morally?
Well, I mean, my uncle fucked with me.
Okay. All right. Tucker, you have your work cut out on the second episode.
I
I don't
Tucker
think
was
I
gonna like
do.
that one.
That's where I was
gonna like
going,
that.
so I'm glad you went there first. No, most of the staying in.
Yeah, that's a great-
I think that this woman is valid in her feelings. You don't need to fuck with any children. You don't need
And
to.
perhaps you shouldn't.
No, you really shouldn't.
I think it's
You
against the
don't need
law.
to- Well, you don't need to like care about kids. You know,
Interesting.
you don't.
Wait, but Jake, there are future.
No. I hate
Yes.
kids. I think.
Hmm.
Well, let's just imagine
Well,
this. You go over to your sister's house.
Yeah.
And you're hanging out with her.
Yeah.
And
I don't hang out with my sister.
little Johnny pulls up. He's got his iPad out. It's covered in boogers and chocolate. And that little motherfucker's got skibbity toilet up there. What are you doing?
Bashing it on his head.
What's your next move?
Leaving. I don't need to be there.
You don't want to see skibbity toilet?
No, not on some snot nosed fucking. I don't know what to say.
Well, I think this. I have said I'm pro-war, but I'm also pro-abortion,
Pro-choice.
and I think that pro-abortion,
Pro-life.
and we need to have more of them.
Interesting.
I'm
After birth?
After, before, during.
During crazy.
Damn, imagine you pop out the womb and you just get headshotted.
Like skeet shooting. You know when they pull the clay pigeon?
See, I think they.
That's a Sniper Elite expansion. You snipe
Yeah.
babies coming out.
Yeah. Woke.
Did somebody animate
Sniper
that?
woke.
I think we need to have, just like a little tube at the end of the bed when people are giving birth. Then the tube just goes straight into a wood chipper
Or like a lake.
Hmm.
or a lake.
It's like the slide in the Grinch that he takes to get to get to Whoville.
Yeah.
It's that, but it just goes straight into a freezing lake.
Yeah.
Imagine you're swimming and you're like, oh, something just touched my foot. Oh no, we're in Baby Lake. It's where they put all the babies.
There's
Lake.
signs everywhere. Beware, babies, baby lake.
See, I don't know if there'd be a beware. I think there'd be an amusement park.
Ooh, that's true. Well, some people might be like, ooh, like it's kind of like a sort of an adrenochrome situation where you go in that lake and it gives you their life force.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
found the
it's
youth.
Like, you remember in Fortnite Chapter 2, the Slurp Factory?
The
You go
stem
into
cell
the-
swamp.
Yeah, it is like the Slurp Factory.
Yeah, you go in the swamp and it gives you shield. That's the Baby Lake.
The
Yeah, you
stem
go in
cell
Baby Lake.
factory.
You get healed in the Baby Lake.
They're going to Stem Lake.
Yeah, Loot Lake is crazy this time of year.
Damn.
My thing
Well,
with
shit.
kids is that I'm sorry, I know you were just trying to wrap it up, but I
No.
wanted to get more conversation with it. My thing with kids is that I really like kids,
Okay.
Yeah.
not in a strange way, but I don't know how to act around kids because I feel like I'm gonna come across like I like them in a strange way.
Mm.
You know,
Interesting. I think
that's
that's,
my
just
fear.
anxiety. I think that's
Like
just
a-
anxiety.
Like a Nambla way.
Who?
Nambla.
Who?
Why don't you tell them what it stands for, Matt?
It's the Man Boy Love Association.
Ah, yes, like in that way. But I don't like them in that way, but I just don't know how to act around them. Like I'm walking down the street, a kid says hi to me, and I'm like, that kid's so nice. Like I want to be nice back to the kid. But I get scared because their parents are right there and I have a mustache.
Yeah.
And I always have like resting bitch face. So I'm just like, hi, you know, and I walk away.
That
Yeah,
might be
then-
worse than just
And
ignoring
then your
them.
lips get
Yeah.
really dry. You gotta start licking them, and it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
and you have crabs, so you're always scratching your crotch.
That's true. I do have crabs.
No, he's got pubic lice. Get it right.
No, I have crabs.
Oh,
Yeah, they're in a tank right over here.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to the
Babies
crab
are
tank.
cool. Babies are cool. Toddlers are awful, and once they get kids aren't cool again until they're like in late middle school.
I think we should
Oh.
take the newborns, let them go until early toddler, execute them, and then bring them back in high school form. Maybe like we mold them all together until they're the size of an average high schooler and then shock them. See what happens.
Interesting.
I think what would actually solve the problem is if we lowered the legal like working age and we just let them
Yeah.
start working at like 8 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I think they'd grow
They
up
should be
real
allowed
fast.
to build cars, you know?
Yeah.
I think
Like-
it should be like Boss Baby.
They could run companies. I've never seen Boss Baby, but I'm assuming he runs a company because he wears a
You
suit.
put the baby on the conveyor belt and then they get a job or
Yeah,
something.
he shoots a guy in that movie.
But like,
Wait, doesn't Alec
imagine.
Baldwin play the boss baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave the Boss
Damn.
Baby a prop gun.
I was gonna say.
And then-
it was actually a lady that he shot.
Imagine the like selling price for like child only made car. Like
Oh,
I feel like you
That
could.
shit would
That's a whole
rock.
business model.
It'd be a novelty for sure. Like some fucker's gonna be like, "Yeah, I'll spend 80 grand because a 5-year-old made this car."
Well, they're
I
more
bet
exact
yeah.
because they have little
Shit.
fingers.
Yeah,
They
they
have
can
little-
That's true.
they can get into the tight places.
yeah, and we should let them be mechanics
Yeah.
because the mechanics we have now they're all too big. They can't fit in there.
I would love to go into a Starbucks and an 8-year-old is making coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I get to scream at them. Like that's so dope.
Wait, have you
Or-
guys seen?
Sorry, Matt. You go. You go.
All right, have you guys seen the movie Snowpiercer?
Yes.
Yeah,
So you remember in the end, that's what I envision for the future.
Train.
Little baby in a train because they can only get in there because they're so small, and then they're just working the train of life.
Oh, see, I thought you were implying that you wanted to like grind them up into the protein bars, like the roaches.
Well, after they become too big
Oh, then
and
you
they serve no purpose anymore.
and then you
Or
grind them up
you move to like a
Snowpiercer style.
Death Stranding type of society where there are no children. We just put them in a little container.
Oh, that's true. I would love to be in one of those containers from Death
It looks
Stranding,
fun.
Yeah.
just floating around in some milk.
Yeah. I want Norman to shake me around.
Yeah,
Ah,
I
straight up.
want them to like soothe me and then
Yeah.
shake me.
Norman Reedus, run around with me in a tank of goo.
Damn, what's
And I want
Norman
a big,
Reedus up to now?
scary shadow creature to walk by, and I start to cry, and then Norman Reedus has to cover his mouth. You know,
Yeah.
He's-
Norman
he's
Reedus
doing
making Death Stranding too.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus can't even like go to the store because everyone will recognize him and be like, "Yo, it's Daryl."
Norman. Imagine freaking out over seeing Norman Reedus. That's so fucking funny.
I feel
actually.
like he has to Instacart everything because he can't go outside.
That's how I feel too, but for different reasons.
You have a disorder.
I'm afraid of society, so I have to Instacart everything.
we need
I
to
think I'm-
put death to Instacart. Go to the store.
Well,
As
he-
someone
you
who
know, afraid of the
drove for
sun.
Instacart, it is fucking awful, and I think
Here's the
everyone
story.
is a sick fuck.
This is the reason I use Instacart. Because I used it once, and I signed up for the free trial of the thing, and I forgot to cancel, and they charged me for a full year.
Yep.
They did this twice. The first time I asked for my money back. The second time I felt like I couldn't. So I have it for until like July. So that's why I'm using it.
That's fair, and that happens to you frequently, where you subscribe to things and then forget about them.
Yeah, I have to cancel an app actually like today.
That's why I keep using DoorDash.
Because you
Oh,
got the Dash
big-
Pass.
Yeah. I just
Big
keep-
news! I canceled my Dash Pass recently.
Good.
Oh, let's
Stop
go.
using Instacart. Stop using DoorDash. It's not worth it.
Yeah, no, I've decided only in like a situation where like I'm drunk and it's like a Friday and I want a pizza, maybe I use DoorDash. But I'll have to pay the extra that is not being saved by the Dash Pass subscription. So it'll make it a little bit more like negatively incentivized to not use it. Because I just don't know. I feel like a piece of shit every time I DoorDash something. I'm like, I'm evil. I'm going to hell. I'm burning in hell right now. This is hell, and I'm going there again after I die. Hell now, hell later. Every time I use DoorDash. God damn it.
No, I was leaving. I only did a half day of work today, so I was leaving work at 9, and it was snowing like a motherfucker. And I was like, I'm gonna DoorDash some fucking Bob Evans right now.
You love to DoorDash Bob Evans.
You're always DoorDashing some shit that should not be DoorDashed.
I felt nothing. I felt no shame, no remorse. I felt nothing. Only
God,
satisfaction.
I wish I was you. I
Bob
wish I was
Evans,
you.
You're feeling something.
Matt loves to
I
wake up
did.
at like 10 a.m. and order Cracker Barrel.
Oh,
Yeah,
Cracker Barrel
$50 Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel rocks.
Oh, Cracker Barrel does rock.
I
But
do
Bob
fucking
Evans is
Cracker Barrel. Remember when we went there
pissed.
that one time? Not you, Jake, but I think maybe somebody here in this call I went to Cracker Barrel with.
I've been to
But
Cracker Barrel quite a few
Me,
times.
though?
Cracker Barrel, a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've been there with Matt.
Fuck yeah.
I'm
I
like,
just don't
who
know
did I
why we
go
would
with?
have gone, is my thing.
Well, there's one out by the Walmart.
Yeah.
That's true. There's one out by the Walmart.
That's
Yeah.
probably why we went.
Yeah. Shout out to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, you just gotta stop feeling, take that remorse and shame you're feeling when you do something that you know is fucked and just
Yeah.
so lazy, and you're just like, you're like, you know what? I feel proud of this.
Yeah, I'm somebody who deals with like a lot of guilt and shame. Like I always feel ashamed just to be alive. And I don't know what that is. But I was for the podcast, I was looking for like funny Reddit posts and I couldn't fucking find anything. And I just searched up best advice subreddits, and one of them was r/how to not give a fuck. And then I remembered that book that came out. Do you remember that book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck? And I was like, I had a moment of weakness where I was like, I should buy that book. Just to see what that book's about.
I've thought about buying that book on many occasions, and I haven't done it because I hate the title.
It's a terrible title. I want to know does it actually teach you how to not give a fuck? Because I care a lot, but I think I care to like a sort of obsessive compulsive degree, you know?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel race discrimination class action. An alarming
Oh,
pattern
can I
of
get in on
racial
that?
discrimination.
Was it white discrimination? Can I get in on that?
It was not white discrimination.
Fuck!
Can I
It
still
never
get in?
is!
The lawsuit sought justice for those harmed by Cracker Barrel's extensive violations of two key federal laws, Title II of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits race discrimination in public accommodations, and Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits race discrimination in employment. They were paying black workers less than white employees, segregating black workers, giving black workers less favorable back of the house duties, denying black workers promotional opportunities, ignoring and perpetuating racist slurs or comments, failing to enforce policies prohibiting racial discrimination, turning black customers away, forcing black customers to sit in segregated sections of the restaurant, allowing white staff members to refuse to serve black customers, providing subpar service to black customers, making black customers wait longer than white customers, and failing to take seriously the complaints raised by the black customers. So just a heads up about Cracker Barrel. Maybe don't support them. But they're fucking, I don't know, there's something about their toast, man. Their sourdough toast just goes crazy.
They're pancakes, dude.
Delicious, man.
And with that, thank you everybody for tuning in to episode 2 of the Sewerboys Podcast.
We're sponsored by Cracker Barrel.
Sponsored by Cracker Barrel. We're legally obligated to shout them out. Do not support them though, and that's outside of the ad portion of the program. But during the ad portion, maybe use code SEWER at checkout for 20% off your fucking grits or whatever they serve.
Support us supporting them for our ad revenue, but don't support them otherwise unless you want some good fucking pancakes.
We do not support their racism. We do support their grits, only financially.
Actually, we do need to get sponsored by them now, because having just 20% off of grits specifically is fucking funny.
Yeah, that is a funny
if they sent each of us like a $500 gift card, I'd be very happy.
Yeah, I'd forgive them.
I love I love the Cracker Barrel. I always have. Every time I go on a road trip, I stop at the Cracker Barrel.
Damn,
I
Jake
try
doesn't give a
to.
fuck. Jake doesn't give a fuck about that woke bullshit.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Give me
Sewerboys
Cracker
get
Barrel.
canceled episode
Give me
2.
my
Well,
French
he gets
toast.
great service there. He shows up and they're putting it in front of house.
Well, as I'll call back to, my family lineage is used to that sort of thing.
That's true. You pull up and you're royalty. They're like, "Oh, who's your uncle?"
Jake is a proud white, and we've known that.
Okay. Yeah.
If you like the podcast, please consider following us, subscribing, or sending bits or tips on twitch.tv/SewerboysLive. All your support is deeply appreciated and goes directly into improving the quality of our content. Remember, you can subscribe to us at any tier, or you can subscribe for free by using your Amazon Prime membership, and that helps us out big time. Also, now that we're on streaming platforms, the podcast is, please rate and review on iTunes and Spotify. Leave a comment on Spotify, and rate 5 stars on Apple Podcasts.
And Spotify.
And Spotify. Can you rate on Spotify?
You can rate on Spotify, yeah.
Didn't know that. Couldn't
Also,
figure it out.
if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and ring that notification bell.
Yeah, ring that fucking bell so hard it breaks. Call that shit the Liberty Bell. All right, folks. Thank you so much. See you next week.